this girl who was really cool.
Hey, I got a story here, man.
It's like the loud dick, man.
I hope she's still here.
I think, I was asking her when they were getting ready to leave.
I'll go get my camera, bring it over and ask if she want to make a movie.
No.
She want to make Gangaroo Part 2.
Hey, you leave my girl alone.
You want to hold the camera?
No. Fuck that. How dare you?
Till I got a pole she can dance on right in. And she's small enough to do it.
I didn't hear that one coming, Corey.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I had to do it.
I know. You get your comedy grab bag.
I couldn't help myself.
But I wish her great success.
I wish you great success.
Yeah.
I'll go do that.
No.
But let's see here. I have a story that just came up, man. I was going through some shit, and really, I just caught this.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you know the writer of Pulp Fiction, right?
Oh, yeah.
Roger Avary.
Yeah, he got he was. What happened? I know he was involved in a drunk driving accident. He actually killed somebody.
Get this.
And he tried to flee, right?
That was Roman Polanski.
No, I thought
Roger Avary tried to flee too. Roger Avary.
I know he ended up killing somebody, but I don't know what happened.
Okay, so Roger Avary, right? Roger Avary is the guy who was Quentin Tarantino's writing partner for a little while,
right?
And he shares the Oscar with Quentin Tarantino for Pulp Fiction.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of some of Quentin Tarantino's best writing came from when he was actually with
I know that his best writing came when he was writing with that guy.
And Roger Avary was even saying that I don't write with him. And now this might not be true or not. I'm putting rumors out here, so I don't want anybody to say this is true or not. You tell me. I heard though that Roger Avary stopped writing with Quentin Tarantino because Quentin Tarantino was taking some of his stuff and Roger Avary wasn't getting credit for it. Now I don't know if that's true or not. I don't want to put that out there because apparently Quentin Tarantino.
You can do the math all on your own.
Yeah, Quentin Tarantino's doing just fine right now with Inglourious Bastards and whatnot. Mm-hmm. But I'm not biased here. Right. I'm just telling you what I heard. So anyway, Roger Avary was somebody I thought was pretty cool, and then you hear this story about him being in a DUI. Mm-hmm. And he killed some people. And I have a real brief caption right here for what happened. It says, Oscar-winning screenwriter of Pulp Fiction has been sentenced to a year in jail for causing a fatal traffic crash in Southern California. Mm-hmm. Roger Avary was sentenced Tuesday in a Ventura court. He also received 5 years of probation. Avary pleaded guilty in August to gross vehicular manslaughter and drunken driving for the 2008 crash. Okay, now, here's the big part right here. Mm-hmm. The 2008 crash that killed a passenger in Avary's Mercedes in Ventura County. Authorities say Avary's car was traveling at more than 100 miles per hour when it crashed into a telephone pole. It was Avary's wife who was thrown from the car.
Right.
And she was killed.
Mm-hmm.
And so drunk driving.
Yeah.
Crazy speeding.
Mm-hmm.
Crashed into a pole and throws his wife out the window.
Yeah, that sucks. No, there was nobody else involved. It was just his wife, right?
It was just his wife. So maybe that's what I was thinking about because my question to you is, I don't know enough about the law to even go off and get upset at this point, but a year in jail for killing his wife by accident, but while driving drunk and possibly endangering other people, is a year enough? And I'm putting that question out there for anybody. I'm putting it to you because I really don't know. It seems to me like I don't want to use the whole celebrity got him off thing, but it seems to me that if it was somebody,
if it was anybody else, it would be a lot longer.
They would have got a lot more.
I agree. I mean, I think everyone should have. Yeah, you should pay the price like anybody else would, and your celebrityism or whatever shouldn't be a factor in that at all. You should get the same punishment as any of us would get doing something like that. But at the same time, it involving his wife, he's going to be in prison for the rest of his life, as far as his mind goes. If he really
that's
cared,
what I'm wondering.
If he really cared about his wife, which I'm sure he did, but then again, I'd be curious if she was drunk too, or what the deal was with that. And
there's the other thing,
not to point fingers at all, but it's just, people, I've seen it plenty of times where couples are having a good time. You don't know who's really fucked up and who's not, and they just take off in a car and, you're hoping to God they
This
get
fool
home
was
okay,
driving
but,
100
yeah.
miles per hour.
Yeah, and I don't know what you got to be doing to be. I don't know
even-
where you got to be driving that fucking
Exactly.
fast. Yeah,
Even when Batman's going after the Joker in the Batmobile, he's like, I gotta slow this down.
he's
You
at
know?
least doing 80. He
Yeah.
has to think about other people. But then again, he's not drunk, so
But I'm just saying, 100.
Yeah.
Well, like really, yeah. What did your foot get drunk too and just mashed out on the
I
fucking
know.
the gas pedal? I mean,
That's
I'm thinking,
crazy.
Like,
That's
the fuck
crazy.
is going on when you
Yeah.
driving 100 miles per hour while you were fucking drunk?
fucking. I imagine
Now-
it must look like speed racing.
Yeah, exactly. She just blurring by
Beautiful colors and everything's happy. Yeah,
Yeah, shit. He
great.
thought he was in a race.
And then fucking reality hits you. Yeah,
Yeah, shit. He thought he was trying to go for the finish line. But
his wife made it, but no,
oh,
that's terrible.
No,
That's
man.
terrible.
Now, see, you should be in jail for that
That's
shit.
terrible.
Now, you gonna laugh my pole joke and look at what you
Oh,
did
my
right
God.
there.
But
You
see, that was
motherfucker, boy.
kind of funny, but
That-
no, that's not. No. It's very. No, it's tragic. I mean, it's incredibly tragic, and
Well, I don't want to go off on a PSA
Yeah.
announcement here.
don't
I mean,
drink and drive, kids.
Well,
you should
don't
know
drink.
that
Well,
by
no,
now.
it wasn't that.
Oh.
I wonder if the other thing.
Oh,
that
but
makes me
don't.
think-
Yeah, drink and drive. I guess.
Yeah, drink and go ahead and drink.
Go
Kids,
ahead.
drink and drive. Please. just keep it under 90. And tell
No
your
one's
wife
have to battle.
Yeah, and
She,
tell your wife to put a seatbelt on. But that's what I was thinking. Like, he killed a relative of his who, I mean, it's his wife. So you're right. That's got to hurt terribly.
No, it's going to kill him.
Knowing that
I
he's
mean,
responsible
yeah,
for that.
Who knows? I mean, with situations like that, I mean,
But the other thing is,
yeah.
was she wearing her seatbelt? And if people looking at that situation and saying, okay, even though this was a crazy speed that this guy was driving while he was, while he was drunk, there he is right now. You hear him outside?
Oh, yeah.
Had to crash his window.
There goes another story right there. Yeah. Oh
but
my God.
so it's Quentin Tarantino comes through.
Oh no!
Damn, Quentin.
Brad Pitt comes flying
Yeah,
through the
comes
window.
flying
No.
My Nazis.
Oh.
But
Oh, you didn't stop the computer when you did that, did you?
no, I did. I thought, oh
Okay.
shit, I fucked up.
I was like, good going.
But no, so his wife's not wearing a seatbelt.
Yeah.
And I wonder people are looking at that and saying, okay, even though this is really extreme,
Yeah.
if she was wearing her seatbelt, she would have been hurt but not dead. Because Roger Avery came out fine, apparently.
Well,
I mean,
half the time-
besides being fucked up mentally, I guess.
A good majority of the time, no matter who's in that, in that passenger seat, they're usually dead. Because the force alone, I mean,
I would've
you hit
snapped
something-
her, you know,
yeah,
like,
I
if
would've-
she was in that-
that could easily snapped her.
I
neck.
hate to be like this, but I'm wondering, and I'm not
Yeah,
even
if
laughing.
there's no
I mean,
airbags or anything, yeah, there's a good chance going that fast, hitting an object like that. I mean, think about race car drivers, Dale Earnhardt. What's his
Dale
name?
Earnhardt?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He was wearing a seatbelt when he crashed his car into that wall.
Well, he hit a fucking wall.
yeah.
A wall. I mean, you hit a wall. There's a difference between a pole
No,
and
but
a wall.
still, he hit. Well, the point of that is he's still wearing a seatbelt. I mean, and I'm sure hitting a wall and hitting a tree.
I mean, like-
at that fast, that impact is gonna mess you
Yeah,
up.
I think like even if she had been in the seatbelt, that would end up being like some Final Destination shit. Like
Yeah.
her. And I'm not even trying to make a joke here. I'm wondering if the force of going so fast,
Oh, yeah.
and hitting a pole at 100 miles per hour, and you just jerking,
Right.
so fast from being that force throwing you forward so hard. If your neck, I mean, if your head almost would have came off,
Yeah.
like your neck would have just snapped.
Yeah, I mean, and you think about it too. When you read about these drunk driving accidents, it's always the drunk guy is the one who always makes it, and that's usually because
Their bodies are limber.
their bodies are completely limber.
Yeah.
And they don't absorb the shock of the impact hardly ever. But yeah, it's hard to say, and that's that case that would be tough. But I mean, why he got only a year? I'm a little curious about that. I'm also curious about what would be the usual sentencing.
That's
for
what
just-
that's what I
for
wanted
just a
people
normal-
to say. I was
Yeah.
going to say I don't know what other cases have been like for this, and I wanted to get people to. It's late. I'm not going to look it up 'cause I ain't doing the research the time of night.
Yeah,
Shit,
yeah.
it fucking.
We still got movies to
What
go
I look
see.
like, goddamn
Yeah.
Perry Mason up here and shit.
Yeah, I know.
But
We're not going to solve this one.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's already been dealt with. Why is Corey Coleman and Co-host 3000 trying to reopen this case?
Yeah.
You've already.
I'm coming
I
up
think
here.
you missed something here.
Yeah, like I'm going to extreme. I'm coming up here dressed like a judge.
Yeah.
I got like one of those British Parliament wigs on and shit. Coming here and you dress like Sherlock Holmes. You got a pipe in that Sherlock Holmes hat. We're going to get to the bottom of this.
I can't see shit because I got that white wig covering my whole head. I'm like, what?
You got it backwards with the ponytails coming
bumping
over
into
your face.
fucking walls.
Yeah. Well, I was just wondering, man, because I'm I do want to know if people can find cases that are similar and in a case almost like this where they've killed their family,
Yeah.
going this speed, what kind of sentencing did they get?
Yeah.
And because I don't know, man. I know that it's an old story. Celebrities
Right.
get off and whatnot. But if this is another case where a celebrity's just getting off because they're a celebrity, I don't. That shit's beginning to bother me, man. You know.
But like in that situation, you never get off.
No, you don't.
Yeah, because people are going to look at you. They're going to scrutinize you. They're going to wonder, what made you so special? What the fuck were you doing driving that crazy? How could you do that being in a car with your wife? I'm sure it's complete torture to that guy right now.
I know. That's what I'm thinking. Like that judge turns around and
yeah.
like, I sentence you to life in prison. And
It's not gonna mean anything,
it looks like the Crypt Keeper in your mind.
Yeah. I mean, you know what? A case like that, I would think, the husband, if he felt responsible, I mean, you think, man, somebody ought to put that guy on suicide watch. Because
I thought you were gonna say somebody should take him out of the field. And shoot him up. Like, Jesus,
no, because I mean, anybody getting into a situation like that, how do you deal with that, man? How do you deal with that? How do you go on?
And look, I'm not being judgmental here or anything.
Yeah.
I'm not, because look, these things happen. We all have done something that breaks the law, that's endangered ourselves or somebody else.
Yeah.
And so I don't want to be one of those people who's like, this guy should be dragged out to the street and torn apart.
No, not at all.
I'm not trying to do that, man. I'm really not.
No, neither am I. No.
It's just I'm just speaking in terms of the law, like you're getting off with a lighter sentence.
No,
I'm just curious about it.
It's a great question. Yeah, I mean, I'd be curious too.
All right. Well, I was just wondering about that.
But regardless of what happens, that guy's gonna be. He has to live with that for the rest of his life.
That's gonna be fucked, man.
It is fucked. Yeah.
Real quick, I want to get into something. Just two more things before we get out of here.
Okay.
Cover some things here. Do you remember? Mm-hmm. I'm hurt by this.
Uh-oh.
Do you remember Reading Rainbow?
I'm trying. I always try to forget it, but yes.
Oh man, come on, man. Reading, man.
I was an 8-bit son of a bitch when that came out.
LeVar Burton, man. I grew up.
LeVar Burton, that son of a bitch.
Now, kids, Reading Rainbow. They took the show off like 2 weeks ago.
Corey, kids don't know.
No,
Reading
they
Rainbow.
do, because the show was just taken off 2 weeks ago.
What? You telling me he's still? Even after the Next Generation?
Yes.
Wow.
That show started back in 81 and has ended in 2009. That show was on for 28 years.
Fuck.
LeVar Burton. Now, kids, if you watch the show, you remember LeVar Burton coming on like, "Hi, I'm LeVar Burton." Yeah. And he'd read books and he'd be like, This is a great book, but you don't have to take my word for it.
Now, you sound like Poindexter saying that. Okay. He was a lot more smoother and calmer than that. He's and let's look at this book. Let's open up the pages. Wow, a whole world is waiting for you.
Now you sound like a child molester. Look,
now look, children, why don't you step into my van and we'll go and ride on the Reading Rainbow together. Hey, you and I.
That's why he never got kids into his van, because he's like, because most child molesters are like, "Hey, kid, you want some candy?"
Yeah.
And the kid's like, "Yeah," but he's like, "I got video games." But he was like, "Hey, kids, you want to read some books?" Books? The fuck out of here.
Books are power.
Yeah. Hey, kids, you want to get on my van and read some books?
And he always opened up that
read
fucking
some books with you. The fuck out of here.
He always opened up that book like it was the Bible or the fucking Necronomicon or something. I was like wow, that book must be worth some money or something.
Well,
he's so delicate with it in the pages.
Well, when he opened it up, it had a fucking rainbow in it. Well, you'd be that way too.
Another page full of wonder.
And excitement. Shit, if you were opening that book and a rainbow popped out, you'd be because he was probably high as a motherfucker. I'm seeing rainbows in books.
No, any book I'd be opening, hopefully it'd be Asami naked.
Man, let me tell you though, LeVar Burton, kids, you know LeVar Burton from Reading Rainbow, kids today, but because he ain't really done anything since Star. But because now older kids know him from Star Trek Generations, where he had like that comb over his eyes.
What's his name? Geordi. Okay.
Jordan LaForge.
I was about to say Jordy Verrill, but
from Creep Show. You remember
Jordy Verrill? You little kid.
Oh, you done it again, Jordy. But no, he was the blind guy with the visor, which was nothing but one of those hair combs girls put in their head.
Yeah.
They got that shit from Target and painted it gold.
Got that shit from Spencer's Gifts.
Yeah, they got all this CG and shit going on in this show, and they can't even give him a proper looking visor. They went to a beauty shop and got like, we need something quick. Just buy that fucking comb. That looks like it could work. Paint that shit gold. It's the future. Yeah.
He looks like he's in a flock of seagulls. I don't get it.
And I ran. But you don't have to take my word for it. But no, but older people remember him from